The waiter's secret. In the heart of New York City, where the skyline pierced the heavens and dreams were woven into the fabric of everyday life, stood Elysium, a luxurious restaurant that epitomized opulence. Renowned for its Michelin-starred dishes and extravagant clientele, Elysium was the place where fortunes collided and the elite dined in grandeur. Victor Hartman, a self-made billionaire, ruled his empire with an iron fist. He had built his fortune from scratch, climbing the corporate ladder with relentless ambition. But with success came a heavy burden. His only daughter, Isabella, was thrust into a world of privilege that isolated her from the joy of genuine connection. Amidst this world of excess was Jake, a determined young man who had just started his first day as a waiter at Elysium. Raised in a modest household, he had always dreamed of becoming a chef. His parents had instilled in him the value of hard work and perseverance, teaching him that passion could lead to greatness. As he donned his crisp white shirt and bow tie, Jake felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The bustling restaurant was a far cry from the small diner where he had honed his skills. He was eager to learn from the best but acutely aware of the social chasm that separated him from the affluent patrons. On his first shift, Jake was assigned to serve at the table where Isabella was seated. With her striking features and elegant dress, she appeared as a figure out of a fairy tale. Yet, as Jake approached her table, he noticed the sadness hidden behind her smile. "Good evening, Mom. Can I get you anything to drink?" Jake asked, trying to maintain professionalism despite his nerves. Isabella looked up, her eyes reflecting both surprise and curiosity. "Just water, please. And perhaps you could tell me what's good on the menu?" Instead of reciting the usual specials, Jake shared anecdotes about each dish, weaving in stories of his own culinary journey. As he spoke, he noticed Isabella's demeanor change. She leaned in, genuinely interested in his words. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, breaking the barrier that her wealth had erected around her. Over the next few weeks, their encounters became a highlight of Jake's shifts. Each time they spoke, Isabella revealed more about herself, her dreams of becoming an artist, her love for painting, and her struggle to find her identity in a world where she was constantly compared to her father's success. Jake, in return, shared his aspirations of opening his own restaurant and the culinary techniques he was eager to master. One rainy afternoon, Jake invited Isabella to a local food festival happening that weekend. To his surprise, she eagerly accepted. The festival was a vibrant celebration of street food, music, and culture. As they wandered through the stalls, sampling various cuisines, Isabella felt a freedom she hadn't experienced in years. "Thank you for bringing me here, Jake. I never knew this side of the city existed," she said, her eyes sparkling with joy. However, their blossoming friendship did not go unnoticed. Victor, aware of the whispers about his daughter spending time with a mere waiter, confronted Isabella after a dinner service. "Isabella, you need to be careful who you associate with. People will take advantage of your kindness," he warned, his voice stern. "But Dad, Jake is different. He treats me like a friend, not a trophy," she replied, frustration evident in her tone. Victor dismissed her concerns, believing that wealth and status defined relationships. He insisted that Isabella focus on her art and prepare for a gala he was hosting, filled with influential guests who could elevate her career. Determined to prove that their friendship was genuine and meaningful, Jake hatched a plan. He proposed a culinary contest at Elysium, inviting Isabella to team up with him. The idea was to create a dish that blended both of their worlds, his humble roots and her refined upbringing. Excited by the prospect, Isabella agreed. They spent evenings brainstorming ideas, experimenting in the kitchen after hours, and tasting various flavors. Their dish would feature a gourmet twist on street tacos, paying homage to the food festival that had brought them closer. But as the contest drew nearer, Victor learned of their plans. Furious and protective, he stormed into the restaurant, intent on stopping the event. He believed it would only embarrass his family and tarnish his reputation. Jake, however, was resolute. He approached Victor, standing tall despite the billionaire's imposing presence. "Mr. Hartman, this contest is more than just a competition. It's about creativity, friendship, and breaking boundaries. I invite you to join us and witness the spirit of what we're creating." Isabella watched in awe as Jake stood up to her father, a moment of bravery that solidified her admiration for him. She stepped forward, her voice steady. "Dad, please. Just give us a chance to show you what we can do." Reluctantly, Victor agreed to attend the contest, if only to keep an eye on things. The day of the contest arrived, and Elysium buzzed with excitement. Chefs and patrons filled the restaurant, eager to see the culinary talents on display. Jake and Isabella worked in harmony, their synergy evident as they prepared their dish. They infused it with flavors that represented their individual journeys, Jake's spicy salsa representing his fiery spirit, and Isabella's delicate avocado cream symbolizing her refined artistry. As the judges sampled their creation, the atmosphere in the room shifted. The flavors danced on their palates, and the judges found themselves captivated not just by the dish but by the story behind it. Victor watched from the sidelines. As the judges sampled their creation, the atmosphere in the room shifted. The flavors danced on their palates, and the judges found themselves captivated not just by the dish but by the story behind it. Victor watched from the sidelines, his stern expression softening as he observed the joy radiating from his daughter and the connection she shared with Jake. Each bite they took seemed to bridge the gap between their worlds, revealing the beauty in their collaboration. When the time came for the judges to announce the winner, tension filled the air. The head judge stood, holding the microphone. "Today, we witnessed not just culinary talent but a story of friendship and passion. The winners of this year's contest are Broken Bar Jake and Isabella." Cheers erupted from the crowd as Isabella jumped up, her face beaming with pride. She hugged Jake tightly, tears of joy streaming down her cheeks. Victor, though surprised, couldn't help but smile at the genuine happiness radiating from his daughter. In the aftermath of the contest, something profound shifted within Victor. He invited Jake and Isabella to dinner, wanting to understand the bond they had formed. Over a meal prepared by Jake, Victor listened intently as they shared their experiences and dreams. "I see now that wealth isn't everything," Victor admitted, his voice filled with newfound respect. "You've shown me the importance of connection and creativity. I was wrong to judge you based on your profession." Jake, grateful yet humbled, replied, "Thank you for your understanding, Mr. Hartman. It means a lot to us both." Isabella looked at her father, her heart swelling with love. "Dad, this is what I've been searching for, a life filled with passion and real relationship." As the weeks went by, Elysium transformed. Victor took steps to create an environment that embraced creativity and inclusivity. He encouraged Jake to develop a new menu that showcased the diversity of culinary influences and even organized community events to celebrate local chefs and artists. Jake, inspired by the opportunity, poured his heart into the new dishes, blending flavors that told a story. Isabella, too, found her voice as an artist, hosting exhibitions that celebrated the fusion of art and cuisine, allowing her creativity to flourish. Their bond strengthened, becoming a beautiful tapestry of friendship, respect, and love. Victor, once a stern figure, became more involved in his daughter's life, attending art shows and supporting her endeavors. Years later, as Jake stood in the kitchen of Elysium, now the head chef, he reflected on how far they had all come, The restaurant had become a place where dreams thrived, friendships flourished, and creativity knew no bounds. Isabella was now an acclaimed artist, known for her vibrant paintings that often depicted the spirit of the restaurant. Victor, now more relaxed and open, frequently joined them for lunch, sharing stories and laughter. The restaurant had become a symbol of connection, a place where people from all walks of life could come together and celebrate their passions. As the sun set over the city, casting a golden glow over Elysium, Jake, Isabella, and Victor sat at a table together, enjoying a meal that represented not just culinary excellence but the power of love, friendship, and acceptance. The end.